KMBC 9 News.
Dorian made landfall this morning on the Outer Banks as a Category 1 hurricane. Many evacuated ahead of the storm, including these guys. These are wild horses of the Outer Banks. Long before Dorian began nearing their home, these colonial Spanish Mustangs could sense the change in the air pressure, so they started gathering together to wade through the water towards higher ground. Very cool how nature works here. In Emerald Isle, North Carolina, a water spout spun off from Dorian as the storm approached. Officials say it formed over the water and touched down on land around 9 a.m. It caused severe damage to an RV park and the surrounding area. No injuries were reported.
Well, there it is. This morning, the U.S. Coast Guard delivered relief aid to the Bahamas. At least 30 people were killed when Dorian devastated the islands earlier this week, and officials say that hundreds more are still missing. The country's health minister warns that the final death toll will be, quote, huge. And of course, now we are watching Dorian, Brian, in North Carolina.
Yeah, still moving away from the Outer Banks and almost parallel to the Virginia state line, if you draw that imaginary line out into the ocean. Still looks fairly healthy. It's very symmetrical. The eye still not quite as crisp as it was earlier, but as it's continuing to move in a north and northeast fashion, it'll probably stay far enough away from New England and the Middle Atlantic states. Here's the latest imagery. As you see it picking up speed also, and with 90-mile-an-hour winds, is now a Category 1. And with northeast winds, moving at northeast to 24 miles an hour, this thing is going to parallel the coast and hopefully not be heard from anymore. So the damage from North Carolina south is all we're going to have to deal with. Forecast for us coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, authorities have now issued evacuation orders for the fast-moving Tanaja wildfire raging in Southern California. Those orders affect various parts of the city of Murrieta. CAL FIRE said that people must go now. 570 homes have been evacuated over the past 24 hours. The fire is less than 2,000 acres in size and is 10% contained. Near Sacramento, the Red Bank fire exploded to 6,000 acres overnight. Authorities have issued mandatory and voluntary evacuation orders. The fire is not contained. It was sparked by lightning Thursday. Winds are expected to pick up today to fuel those flames.
New at 5, an American mother is being charged with human trafficking after officials say she tried to smuggle a 6-day-old baby from the Philippines back to her home in Utah. Police say 43-year-old Jennifer Talbot got through both immigration and security at Manila's airport by concealing the baby in an oversized sling bag. She got caught when she was asked about her oversized bag at the gate and failed to produce travel documents for that baby. Talbot has been charged with violation of the Anti-Trafficking Persons Act of 2003. Well, it's no secret, New York City has a big rat problem. Now they're testing out a new program aimed at ending rodent infestation. Listen to this. The device is called an eco-mill. It was debuted in Brooklyn yesterday. Rats are lured in by nuts and seeds, and once they enter, they slip into a lower compartment filled with a mix of alcohol and water, where the rats eventually die.
And they're contained in there. There's no scent, there's no smell, there's no decaying, there's no spread of bacteria, there's nothing. They're in the unit until we clean them out.
Now, the company Rat Trap says each device costs $300 to $400 each month to maintain, but critics say the traps are useful, but unless food resources are reduced, New York's rat problem is here to stay. So there you have it.
Very New York problem.
It is a very New York problem, you're right. Well, something new is coming to KMBC next week.
Yeah, the Kelly Clarkson Show debuts Monday, and our Kelly got to talk to the other Kelly about what to expect.
You know, Clarkson is such a superstar in the music world. I know that I am a big fan. And so I was even a little surprised when she took on a talk show. She says her husband actually talked her into it. While she loves making music, she says she also loves to talk, and she loves showcasing acts of kindness. So expect to see a lot of that on her show. Her first guest is Dwayne Johnson, who actually stepped in at the last minute when Kevin Hart was injured in a car crash. She says she's anxious for the debut, but admits this is all new to her.
I hope people dig it because we obviously are working hard and we want to make something, you know, that people, you know, are inspired by and moved by, you know, and so I'm really excited actually.
Kelly promises this will not be your traditional talk show. There will be a lot of singing, we'll appreciate that, and a lot of laughing. And there is something special to look for when she unveils her new set on Monday, and she laughed when I asked her about it. It has to do with Kansas City, and we're going to show you that on our News at 6.
A talk show with lots of singing. I love it. Well, Monday is the premiere of the Kelly Clarkson Show. It's at 2 o'clock right here on KMBC. It's then followed by Ellen at 3 and then KMBC 9 News at 4 with Laura and Kelly.
Well, we are counting down to the first Chiefs game of the 2019 regular season. We are 1 day, 18 hours, 41 minutes, and 10 seconds away from kickoff with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And like the rest of the city, we are on red this Friday.
It's the
showing
color
off.
of the day,
It is.
is it not? Yes, well, the Chiefs fans are ready for this new season. Landmarks across the city are also red. Red Friday flags were on sale all around town. And fans like Mayor Quinton Lucas were part of this big day. He says that he's a big fan, and like a lot of people, he thinks it's going to be a great season.
Frankly, I think we'll match our performance last year, which gets us to the AFC Championship game. You only need a little more to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, I think this, if ever there has been a year,
If ever there's been a year, I've heard that a lot lately. Vegas has the Chiefs a 6-1 favorite to win Super Bowl 54, which is Sunday, February 2nd in Miami. Mark your calendars.
Exclusive live radar and 9-day forecast, so you'll know first. This is First Alert Weather.
It's been the talk of the weather department, the National Weather Service, and everybody. Dorian, but it's finally looks like it's heading out and hopefully done with it soon.
Yeah, goodbye, good riddance.
Right?
Yeah, it's been on our weather map and on our scope for a long, long time, but now things are starting to improve, and it's continuing to push away. But it still looks impressive from 23,000 miles up in space. It is a Category 1 storm because the winds are right now at 90 miles per hour, but on the left-hand side of your screen, barely you can see the east coast. That would be Virginia Beach, just to name a few. So it's passing away from North Carolina, too, and heading out toward colder water, which will help matters there. Temperatures right now, 82 in Shawnee, 88 in Tonganoxie. DeSoto, you have 83 degrees, 84 in Lee Summit. Same for Independence. Pretty nice weather in store for us. First Fridays, 82 degrees. Dew point, not too bad, and the winds continuing out of the north at 9 miles an hour. That's going to push in some even drier air. So speaking of which, here's your First Alert evening forecast hour by hour for you. 81 degrees by 7. By 8 o'clock, we'll be a little cooler to 78 and staying in the 70s for a little bit. By 10 p.m., 72 will be the temperature, mostly clear skies. But the lows will get down to the 50s and the 60s, unseasonably cool for September. 57 Trenton, Maryville, 57 Chillicothe, 59 in St. Joseph. Farther down to the south, we're in the 60s, and then even farther away from, say, the asphalt and concrete, still holding on to those 50s for Marshall, Sedalia, Warrensburg, to name a few, and then 60 degrees even for Clinton and Butler, also out toward Ottawa. Your First Alert hour-by-hour forecast on your Saturday, 62 in the morning, 67 by 9. Noontime temperature, still pretty nice at 76. Here come the 80s, and that's all we're going to get to in the afternoon hours. But notice how the clouds will be on the increase, and here it is on First Alert Future Scan. As we start it up and crank it through the afternoon and evening hours, here come some rain showers across the plains. Estimated time of arrival probably after sundown. Not thinking damaging winds or damaging hail, but there will be a couple opportunities for rain pre-dawn Sunday too. Another chance will try to pop back up in the afternoon hours, but a good deal of sunshine and dry weather for most of the weekend. You see the exceptions here. Let's go right to exclusive First Alert 9-day forecast and show you that the temperatures are going to stay below average for a little bit. 82 Saturday, 81 on Sunday, and in between there's that chance of rain that I just showed you on First Alert Future Scan. 69, 89 degrees. Here comes that heat again and that humidity. Tuesday, a high temperature of 87. And the combination of the muggies gives us a chance of rain and thunderstorms Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. A break on Saturday and back to it on Sunday. We're back after this.